Welcome to Brush and Beyond, where we see the world through an artist's eyes and learn to express our own worlds. Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing our Roy Lichtenstein inspired artwork.
The materials you will need today are markers, paper, pencil, and eraser. Today we're going to be making a drawing inspired by Roy Lichtenstein. Start out by writing out a word of your choice. I chose to do this in bubble letters, meaning that each of the letters are a little bit thicker than usual. Next, draw some spikes coming out of your letters. You can do this in a pretty random order, or whatever shape you'd like. Keep adding spikes to add to the dramatic effect. Now, draw a cloud around all of these spikes. For Roy Lichtenstein style, you want to layer different shapes on top of another. Now, continue adding any shapes you'd like. I chose to add stars and lightning bolts. This can be inspired by the word that you chose to use. For example, the word I chose is bang, so I wanted to use shapes that symbolize that. Now, go into each of the letters and add a 3D component. Choose one edge and draw a thicker outline of it. I chose to use the right side of the letters. This will make each of your letters pop out more and look more like Roy Lichtenstein's lettering. Now, from the center of the page, draw 4 diagonal lines to each corner. You can use a ruler if needed. In each of the 4 sections, draw 2 lines in the middle. This way, you'll have divided each side of the paper into 4 different sections. Now, make each of these sections thicker. Amazing! Our sketch is now done and we can start coloring. I took a black Sharpie and outlined everything. Pop art is known to be really bold and stand out, so using black to outline is a very common tactic. Take the thicker part of the lettering and make sure that you make the shadow noticeable. This will really make your letters pop out. Continue to outline every line that you drew on the page. Now, take an eraser if needed and erase all the pencil marks once your Sharpie is dry. For the markers, I chose to use the 3 primary colors. These are colors that Roy Lichtenstein uses a lot, but you can choose any contrasting colors that you like. I started out by coloring on all of the words in red. Next, I made all of the larger sections in the background red. This takes a while with marker, so if you'd like, you can use colored pencil or paint. I chose to use marker because I felt like the colors were most vibrant. Next, for some of the spikes, I used a yellow marker. I colored in the stars and lightning bolts in some of the spikes. I left the larger spiky cloud behind the word bang white. Next, I take a darker blue and color in the smaller strips in the background. Red and blue are primary colors and extremely contrasting, which makes the background pop out. Finally, we will start with our Ben-Day dots. Take your blue marker and lightly dot in the cloud. Try to keep these dots the same shape and distance apart. This takes a while, but it looks really good in the end. Make sure you avoid the spikes and go around all of them. If you want this to go faster, you can use blue paint in the back of a brush. Dip the back of a brush in the blue paint and lightly dot it. We did this in our Yayoi Kusama activity, so this is something that you can try one more time. Finally, I finished up all of the dots, and this is what our artwork will look like. Thank you so much for joining us on another activity video. We hope to see you again soon. Thank you!